Now to our very first story. 2,500 indigenes of Ashanti region, especially Obuasi, will be employed under the second phase of the Obuasi redevelopment project. That's according to the Minister of Mines and Natural Resources, Asoma Cheme. He spoke at the commemoration of the Obuasi first gold pour of Anglo Gold Ashanti.
The restart of production we are commemorating today just goes to demonstrate the positive outcomes we can achieve when key stakeholders, government, industry collaborate in the face of daunting challenges. Operations have commenced. First gold has been poured, and most of the 2,500 people to be employed will be Ghanaians, with a large number being local from the Ashanti region, but especially Obuasi and Ace environs. This is a manifesto promise made to you in 2016 by the new Patriotic Party's leader, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, now the sitting president of the Republic of Ghana. For me, a significant part of all this is the interface into government's local content agenda, by which Anglo Gold Ashanti has agreed to prioritize Ghanaian businesses, either solely or in joint venture with global leaders in ACE contracting and procurement processes. A most notable one is the $375 million 5-year mechanized underground mining contract for the joint venture entity known as Underground Mining Alliance between the Australian company African Underground Mining Services and ACE Ghanaian counterpart, Rockshaw International. This is the first of its kind in Ghana, and we expect its success to breed more of such. The many other mid to small business opportunities created are no less commendable for growing the local economy.
Meanwhile, Managing Director of Anglo Gold Ashanti, Eric Asubonting, has revealed the company has paid $216 million to local companies, equivalent to 80% of its total expenditure as of November 2019. This is part of a conscious effort by the mines to prioritize indigenous businesses in its local content drive. Eric Asubonting has been speaking with Prince Appiah.
Well, when we set out to redevelop the mine, we made a conscious decision through our discussions with government and all that local content, Ghanaian employment, participation of Ghanaian businesses in our value chain was going to be a priority. And so it's not just a plan, it's something we've put in place already. Once we hit the ground running, we introduced the local employment procedure. What the local employment procedure does is to prioritize employment opportunities for our host communities, the youth in our host communities, which we have done. We've also placed a lot of emphasis on giving Ghanaian businesses the opportunity. Since the commencement of the project up to the end of November, we had spent about just over $250 million. Out of that, 80% of it has gone to in-country companies or companies in Ghana. So 80% of that payment, which comes to about $216 million up to November, have been paid to Ghanaian companies. That's just one aspect of it, employment, Ghanaian businesses participating in the value chain. Then you come to what we are doing in terms of our social investments. Already, even before we commenced production, we rolled out a social management plan which we launched in May last year. And already we have results to show for it. As you drove through today, you would have seen the signage at the entrance to the northern side of the mine with the name of the Kwame Nkrumah University Obuasi campus being set up. Last year, when we held this event to launch the project, we did say that that was part of our social management plan programs that we had ahead of us. And this year, a year down the line, you can attest to the results. These are just some examples. We are embarking on apprenticeship training for local businesses so that we can build their capacities and so on. And like I said, this is the start, but we would continue to do that. The partnerships that we are building, requires that we demonstrate that as we redevelop the mine, we are creating value that can be shared amongst our stakeholders. And it is through local employment, giving Ghanaian businesses the opportunity, as well as our social investments, that we can demonstrate that shared value. It's in good shape. It's a mine that is being redeveloped. Obviously, one of the big changes that we are introducing as we embark on this redevelopment, as my boss mentioned earlier on, is to mechanize the mine. So whereas at first we were doing mainly manual mining, now it's mechanized. In other words, we are using more equipment. It's more efficient, it's safer, and it's more productive, and in the end it's more profitable, a profitable way of doing it.
Let's move away from Obuasi now. Following persistent agitation by workers of Coca-Cola Ghana Bottling Company against the removal of the managing director, Seth Eduba, the human resource manager of the company was this morning prevented from entering the office premises. The assistant secretary of the local union, JoyNews Sapong, has alleged the HR manager is the brain behind the removal of Seth Eduba. Alberta BC was there and has more.
At the premises of Coca-Cola Ghana Bottling Company, workers are agitated. They have been doing this from Monday to today, and they are calling for the comeback of their MD, Seth Eduba. According to the workers, if Seth doesn't come back, production will still not go on. Since Monday, workers of Coca-Cola Bottling Company have halted production to protest against the removal of its managing director, Seth Eduba. They wanted Mr. Eduba maintained. According to the Assistant Secretary of the local union, JoyNews Sapong, Mr. Ba has been a major mouthpiece of the workers over the years.
This morning we are protesting strongly against our HR. Our HR, per our detailed investigation, it is so obvious that she's also one of the people scheming and who has schemed strongly against the exit of our MD. And we are saying that no, she also needs to exit. We are still reinforcing the force that indeed we need our MD back. We need our own kind. He's the only individual, only Ghanaian among the executives of Coca-Cola International. We cannot lose this. He's a man full of full of experience. He's a man who indeed can help us as a nation. He said indeed he's not going to allow 150 staff to be laid off. And this he went wrong in the sight of some individuals with their own parochial interests. And we are saying no.
According to the Bachona District Police Commander, DSP James Esiedu, the series of demonstrations has been peaceful till workers prevented the HR manager from entering the work premises today.
They were not violent, they were only drumming and singing. But they made sure the MD doesn't enter the office. So we came to speak to the MD. He listened to us. They also made a concession, and so that is why we are here at this stage.
So did she go back or she also?
Yeah, actually I've been called to attend a meeting, and she needed to collect some documents from her office, and she has succeeded in doing that, so she has gone to the meeting.
Head of Public Affairs and Communications Manager of Coca-Cola, Bethel Yeboah, said the situation is unfortunate and that they were in a meeting to resolve all grievances.
It is unfortunate, but we just want to assure our numerous, customers and consumers out there that regardless of whatever is happening, we are still able to deliver their beverages to them. Like I said, today management, is meeting. The meeting has been going on, engaging, all the parties involved, and tomorrow, God willing, we should be putting out an official communication. They didn't want to allow HR to enter in, but fortunately, we've managed to discuss, and HR is not entering in, but it's just working, at our office, in airport.
Alberta BC reporting for Joy Business.
Now, more than 23,000 youth from 3 regions of the country have benefited from a 5-year industrial program under the Youth Inclusive Entrepreneurship Development Initiative for Employment. The program was aimed at equipping them with skills in the construction sector. It came to a close after some of them were absorbed into various areas of the construction sector.
The idea was a 5-year project to create economic opportunities in Ghana's construction sector for disadvantaged youth. With support from the global communities and partnership with MasterCard Foundation, the project has benefited more than 23,000 youth with about $18 million investment. Project Director Kafui Mills Odoi said the initiative has helped reduce unemployment.
That we've transitioned our young people to be members of National Youth Authority through the alumni, AAG, Artisans Association of Ghana, and then AGI construction sector. And so they'll be getting a number of, key areas of support through these very key people. The investment was over $18 million. Over 5 years. If you know what the construction sector is, you will know what it takes. The tools alone, we had to pay for every single tool for every person, pay the master craftsmen who will train, the TVETs who will be training, providing them with startups, giving them startup tools as well. That is huge. And then health and safety, and that is big, and covering them with insurance. That is a lot to say.
Some of the beneficiaries of the program have been expressing their excitement.
I am into interior and exterior decoration. I learned the trade from the Yedie project, and currently I work on my own and I train other youth in the same trade that I obtained from the Yedie project. This project has really helped me to be self-employed, and secondly to boost up my confidence level.
We were able to conquer, and now I have my own shop. I'm training 3 guys now. My aim in the next 5 years is to have a very big factory that I can train people even for free. Women that are willing to also break the boundaries. The men think that the construction sector is a men-dominated work, but the ladies cannot do. But we are trying to prove them wrong, telling them that what men can do, women can do better.
The project has been piloted in the Ashanti, Western and Greater Accra regions. Ebenezer Sabate's report for Joy Business.
You're still watching Business Live. We're taking a short break here. We're back with the Joy Business Van. Many thanks for staying. Welcome back to Business Live. Now, breakfast, they say, is the most important meal of the day. Therefore, Mami Sapoma Ejukum, CEO of Ambrosia Foods, have taken it upon herself to ensure she provides the best of it. Today on the Joy Business Van, we bring you the story of how her dislike for salad amazingly landed her in the salad business. Details coming up.
So if you're conscious about living healthy, watching what you eat, or maybe you're part of the team Fit Farm, then today's edition of the Joy Business Van will interest you. We are at Tantra Hill to visit CEO of Ambrosia Foods, Mami Sapoma, and she's going to tell us what really led her into the business of making salad. So follow me, let's go to the kitchen and see where all the magic happens. Right in the kitchen of her residence is where all the magic happens for Ambrosia Foods. Together with her staff of 3, Mami Sapoma produces a variety of breakfast foods, including salads, pastries, and juices for people considering a healthy lifestyle.
The salad business started right after school during my national service, and that was when I created an Instagram page, and I got to know that people were going more into healthy eating, dieting and all that. And growing up, I had guardians who had stayed outside the country for a very long time. So we had breakfast almost every day, where you have your tea, you have your salad, your toast and all that. But then I realized during that time, I didn't really like the vegetable bits. So I wasn't really excited about the salad eating and all that. And online too, on social media, you get a lot of people, talking about dieting with no excitement and all that. So I thought I could introduce the salad, twist it a little bit to encourage people to eat the salad more.
And with that idea, she has been twisting salad recipes to bring excitement to breakfast meals. That, she says, is what keeps her above competition. Her degree in psychology and geography may not help her cooking business in any way, but social media has been of great help.
So when I decided to turn it into a business, aside learning what other people were doing, I went online, Google, I went on YouTube to learn about on different recipes, different types of salad and all that. So YouTube has been like my main learning tool. Yes, in this business, YouTube has been my main learning tool. And I'm someone who researched a lot. So during my findings, it actually gets me more interested in this field.
So, ambrosia, somebody might be wondering, what exactly does ambrosia mean?
Okay, the name ambrosia is a Greek word, and it was a type of food given to royals in order to help them live long. So when they didn't want the royals to die, that's when they give them ambrosia. So, and we are all about healthy eating. So if you want to stay healthy, if you want to live long, you choose ambrosia. So that's how the name came about.
With this mission, Ambrosia Food Service has made the satisfaction of its customers #1 priority. This has led to sacrifices, some being risky.
So one time, I think our orders increased from 1 pack to about 15. So I needed to get there on time. And I used to be at Kaswa, so I just got on a motor. And the people around were even amazed because I just got on a motor and sat on a motor from the first time from Kaswa to Kokomlimle to deliver the stuff in, because I was scared. The way that the rider was speeding, because I kept giving him pressure. We need to get there before 7. We need to get there before 7. So he was speeding, and I think it was risky, very risky. And I didn't even tell anybody about it. It was later that I told a friend of mine who was very close to me, and the person got so upset. Like, is it because of 15 packs that you have to risk your life? But then I was very passionate about it.
As her business grew due to demand, it gradually interfered with her regular job, meaning she had to quit one. Although her family was not in favor of her decision, she says it was one she has not regretted.
So during my lunch hours, I'll rush to Jolu to go and get my vegetables fresh from the farm, and then come and hide it in the security post just so my boss will not see it. But I got to a point I was caught. My boss saw it and then was very upset. So I had to find a way of getting it done. So after service, when I was maintained, it was increasing, it was becoming an issue. So I had to resign and then start, like, focus more on the salad.
Determination, checked. Passion, checked. And the right team, checked. With these ingredients, Mame Sapoma believes her business is set to blossom. And oh, sumptuous salad, checked. Fresh pastries, checked. And pancakes, checked. Breakfast is served.
You'll catch another edition of the Joy Business Van next Wednesday on Business Live. And that's it for Business Live today. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We are free for more business news. Do log on to myjoyonline.com/business, where we have many items making headlines in business today. Massive losses force management shakeup at Unilever Nigeria. All right, thank you very much for making company, and good evening.